Armageddon. Malhama Kubra in Islam refers to a large, cataclysmic battle that is foretold to occur before the end of the world. This battle is one of the key events in Islamic eschatology, especially in the context of the signs of the Day of Judgment Yawm al-Qiyamah. It is often referred to in Hadith sayings and actions of Prophet Muhammad and is sometimes called the Great Battle or Malhama Kubra in Arabic. Significance in Islamic eschatology. The Malhama Kubra is believed to be the final, decisive battle between the forces of good, led by the Mahdi, the awaited savior in Islam, and the forces of evil, led by the Dajjal, the Antichrist. This battle is not just a physical conflict but also a spiritual one, marking the ultimate triumph of righteousness over evil. Key elements of the Malhama Kubra in Hadith. The Mahdi's arrival. The Mahdi is believed to be a divinely guided leader who will emerge in the end times to restore justice and peace. His arrival is seen as one of the main signs before the Day of Judgment. The Mahdi will unite the Muslim world and lead them to fight the forces of evil. A hadith from Sunan Abu Dawud No. 4281 mentions that the Mahdi will be from the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, specifically from the line of his daughter, Fatima. His name will be the same as the Prophet's, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, and he will appear when there is widespread injustice. The role of Isa Jesus, Isa ibn Maryam, Isa Jesus, in Islamic belief, will return to earth to defeat the Dajjal, the Antichrist, and to help the Mahdi in the final battle. This event is pivotal to the end times. According to a hadith in Sahih Muslim Book 1, Hadith 313, Jesus will descend to the earth and will lead the Muslims in the battle against the Dajjal. The return of Jesus is seen as the ultimate sign that the Day of Judgment is near. The Dajjal Antichrist. The Dajjal is the embodiment of evil, a false messiah who will appear before the end of the world, leading a great deception. He will have immense power, and his followers will cause widespread chaos and destruction. Hadiths describe the Dajjal as a one-eyed man who will deceive people into worshipping him. The Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari collections contain descriptions of the Dajjal's appearance and powers, including his ability to perform miracles, but also his eventual defeat by Isa Jesus. Malhama Kubra. Description of the battle. The Malhama Kubra is described as a massive and catastrophic war, often involving the forces of the Muslims and a great army of unbelievers. According to the Hadiths, this battle will take place after the appearance of the Mahdi, a divinely guided leader. The conflict will be so intense that many lives will be lost, and the sky will darken due to the bloodshed. Role of the Mahdi. The Mahdi, a righteous leader, will lead the Muslim forces. The Hadiths mention that his arrival will be accompanied by divine signs, including the reappearance of Isa Jesus, who will descend to assist the Mahdi in defeating the Dajjal. The Dajjal Antichrist. The Dajjal is portrayed as a major antagonist who will spread corruption and deception before the final confrontation. He will lead a vast army of evil forces and will be one of the key figures defeated during Malhama Kubra. Isa Jesus. Isa Jesus will return to earth during this time to defeat the Dajjal. There are several hadiths describing Isa's role, including his descending from the sky and slaying the Dajjal. His arrival will signal the triumph of righteousness and the establishment of justice. Location of the battle. Some hadiths mention that the battle will take place in or near a region known as Dabik, a location in modern-day Syria. The battle will be a decisive confrontation that will determine the fate of humanity. The aftermath. After the Malhama Kubra, there will be a period of peace and justice, as the Mahdi, with the help of Isa, will establish a just rule. The Dajjal and his followers will be defeated, and the world will enter a time of prosperity and faithfulness to God. Relevant hadiths. Sahih Muslim. The hour will not come until there will be a great battle, and the Muslims will fight a battle with the Romans. The Muslims will be victorious, and there will be great booty. Sahih Muslim, Book 54, Hadith 104. Sunan Abu Dawud. The army of the Muslims will fight a battle with the Romans, and the leader of the Muslims will be the Mahdi. They will be victorious, and then the Dajjal will appear, and Jesus will descend to defeat him. Sunan Abu Dawud, Hadith 4290. Sunan Ibn Majah. The Mahdi will lead the Muslims in prayer, and when he finishes, the Dajjal will appear. Isa Jesus will then descend and kill the Dajjal. Sunan Ibn Majah, Hadith 4085. Tirmidhi. There will be a great war in which many people will be killed, and then the Mahdi will come. The Muslims will fight the Romans, and the Mahdi will lead them. Tirmidhi. Conclusion. Malhama Kubra is a major event described in Hadiths, characterized by a great battle between the forces of good, led by the Mahdi and Isa Jesus, and the forces of evil, led by the Dajjal. While these hadiths vary in detail, they paint a picture of an eschatological conflict that will precede the establishment of a just and peaceful global order. The return of Prophet Jesus, known as Isa in Arabic, is a significant belief. It is anticipated as part of the events leading up to the Day of Judgment. According to Islamic teachings, Jesus was not crucified but was raised up to heaven by Allah. Muslims believe that Jesus will return to earth in the future to fulfill several important roles. Defeat the Antichrist Dajjal. Jesus will descend to defeat the Dajjal, the false Messiah, who will appear as a major figure of evil before the end of times. Establish justice. After defeating the Dajjal, Jesus will establish justice and peace on earth, following the true teachings of Islam. He will lead the Muslim community and help restore righteousness, lead people to worship one God. During his return, Jesus will guide people back to the worship of the one true God, Allah, and establish the correct path of faith, live and die. After a period of peace, Jesus will live on earth for a certain time before passing away, after which he will be buried like any other prophet. These events are detailed in several Hadith sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, with the return of Jesus being one of the key signs of the last day. In Islamic tradition, it is believed that Prophet Jesus Isa in Arabic will return to earth in the future, and one of the places mentioned in the Hadith sayings of the Prophet Muhammad is the region of Syria. Specifically, it is believed that Jesus will descend to a place near Damascus, Syria, at the white minaret of a mosque. Several Hadiths describe his descent in detail. According to one narration, Jesus will descend in the eastern part of Damascus, wearing the pieces of yellow clothing, and he will then lead the Muslim community in fighting the Antichrist Dajjal and establishing peace and justice. His return to Syria, particularly near Damascus, is considered one of the major signs of the impending Day of Judgment. This event signifies the culmination of many eschatological end-of-time events in Islamic belief, and the place where he returns is seen as part of a divine plan that includes the eventual defeat of evil and the establishment of righteousness.
The Mahdi is expected to appear at a time of great global turmoil, widespread injustice, and oppression. He will lead the Muslim community and fight against corrupt rulers and tyrants, restoring justice. He will be a righteous leader known for his wisdom, piety, and adherence to Islamic principles. The Mahdi will be a unifier who brings together the Muslims, resolving their differences and leading them to triumph over their enemies. His appearance is seen as a precursor to the return of Prophet Jesus Isa, who will join him in defeating the Antichrist Dajjal and establishing peace on earth. The Mahdi's rule. After his appearance, the Mahdi is said to rule for a period of 7, 9, or 19 years, depending on different interpretations. During this time, he will bring about a period of peace, prosperity, and justice, and the Muslims will dominate the world. The Mahdi will fight alongside Jesus, who will descend from the heavens to defeat the Dajjal, the Antichrist, leading to the establishment of a time of justice and divine guidance. Signs of his appearance. Islamic texts describe various signs that will precede the Mahdi's appearance. These include widespread corruption and oppression on earth, natural disasters and chaotic global conditions, the rise of false leaders and widespread injustice. The Mahdi's appearance will be accompanied by divine signs, such as certain celestial events or supernatural occurrences. The Mahdi's appearance is a central eschatological belief in Islam, representing the arrival of a just ruler who will bring peace and defeat the forces of evil. His physical appearance, lineage, and the circumstances surrounding his emergence are outlined in various hadiths, though details can vary. His return is seen as one of the key signs leading to the final events of the world, including the return of Prophet Jesus Isa and the final defeat of the Dajjal Antichrist. The Mahdi's appearance will herald an era of righteousness and global justice, following a period of great trials and tribulations.